Is hydrogen used in a hydrogen bomb? Yes and no. A hydrogen bomb is a super powerful explosive device. It works by combining two major processes. The first process is called fission, and that is what happens in a regular atomic bomb. Basically, the nucleus of large atoms like uranium and plutonium break apart, producing a large amount of energy. The energy from this intense environment then triggers in this hydrogen bomb a second process called nuclear fusion. Now, that's when two hydrogen atoms join together to produce a new atom. The hydrogen atoms that join together are usually deuterium and tritium. So, this combined fission and fusion reaction produces a much larger explosion and makes this type of bomb a lot more destructive. So, is hydrogen useful to use as a fuel source in cars? Well, yes and no. Yes, in that hydrogen and oxygen burn very efficiently and very cleanly. The only byproduct of the reaction of hydrogen and oxygen is pure water. No is, well, the storage of hydrogen. So, hydrogen being the smallest atom is prone to escaping the storage vessels that we try and place it in. So let's say we were trying to make a metal canister to store hydrogen. What we would find is the normal canisters we would use to store other gases wouldn't be sufficient because hydrogens would find the wee small holes, imperfection in the metal and escape through it. Hydrogen. So sometimes we might see hydrogen in everyday life. We can buy canisters with hydrogen in. Now, how is it that we get hydrogen that we use in everyday life? Well, there are two major ways. One is we can produce hydrogen from heating up coal. And when we heat up coal with water at the right temperature, we can produce hydrogen gas and CO2. Now, this is not very environmentally friendly because it produces a lot of carbon dioxide and therefore can contribute to greenhouse gases. The other way that we can produce hydrogen is through electrolysis of water. That is when we put some electrodes into some water, we pass electricity through it, and the water is broken up into pure oxygen gas and pure hydrogen. Hydrogen, where do we find it? Hydrogen is the most abundant atom or element in the universe. 73% of the universe by mass is made up of hydrogen. That is also true for our sun. Our sun is 73% hydrogen, and it's the hydrogen that's used as a fuel for our sun to carry out its nuclear reaction and produce heat and light. On Earth, only 0.14% of the Earth's crust is hydrogen, but about 11% of all water is hydrogen. So we can see hydrogen is mostly abundant, not so much on the Earth, but it is if we take into account the actual biosphere that we live in and the abundance of water around us. Hydrogen is the first atom in the periodic table, and it is the smallest. There are actually three versions of hydrogen, and when we average the masses of these three versions, we get the atomic mass we can see in front of us of 1.008. The first version of hydrogen we just call hydrogen. It has one proton, and it has one electron, and it has a mass of 1 atomic unit. The second version is called deuterium. Deuterium has a proton and a neutron in the nucleus, and it has an electron, but its mass is 2 atomic units. And if you use this deuterium to make a water molecule, this water molecule will be heavier, and this is called heavy water. The third type of hydrogen is called tritium. It has 3 subatomic particles in the nucleus, a proton and 2 neutrons.